must be able to handle the supernatural. This is just the fear of man. The fear of man prevents many Christians from working in the supernatural. My sister's prayer language sounded very strange. Nothing like a natural language. And many people would have guessed that it was fake. But one day, she sat next to a person who spoke Inuit, a rare Eskimo Indian language. After hearing my sister's prayer language, the man said, "Lady, do you even know what you're saying? You're saying a beautiful prayer to God." So even though her prayer language didn't sound natural, it was legitimate. So don't judge a prayer language by man's wisdom, because it doesn't sound normal. Sometimes Christians may already have a prayer language, but just not know it. And be on your guard. Satan will use people around you to discourage you from using your gift. Let's now look at some of the benefits of the prayer language. It edifies and builds up your spirit. Let's look in 1 Corinthians 14:4. It says, "He who speaks in a tongue edifies himself." And in Jude 1:20, "Build yourself up in your most holy faith, and pray in the Holy Spirit." And let's look at the Apostle Paul. His faith was very strong. He said in 1 Corinthians 14:18, "I thank God that I speak in tongues more than all of you." So, if it was good for the Apostle Paul, then it's good for you. And praying in tongues helps in spiritual warfare. According to many testimonies, the gift of tongues hinders evil spirits. And this gift is often used in deliverance, the driving out of demonic spirits. If you're going to fight the good fight of faith against Satan, praying in the Holy Spirit is a powerful weapon. The prayer language is how God started the first church. In Acts 2, all the disciples were together in one place, and they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and spoke in tongues. And in that one day, about 3,000 people came to Jesus. Therefore, if this is the way God started the first church, then it is not wise for us to skip this important step. In fact, Jesus said in Luke 24:49, "Wait until you have been clothed with power from heaven." The fact is that many Christians are exhausted because they are not empowered from heaven. They are working in their own strength, not God's. So they feel tired and overburdened serving God. Even though Jesus said, "My yoke is easy and my burden is light." These Christians need to be empowered from heaven. That's the plan of God. The prayer language leads a person on to the higher gifts, visions, prophecy, healings, and deliverance. And in most cases, not all, Christians that work in the higher gifts of the Spirit started with a prayer language first, because it edified and built up their faith. The prayer language allows a person to pray for several hours. Before the gift of the prayer language, my prayer time was about 15 minutes long. After 15 minutes, everything that my mind could think of was said. I just ran out of things to say. But with this gift, I was able to pray for several hours, switching back and forth between my prayer language and my natural language. I've been to many all-night prayer meetings and found that usually the people who can pray in these all-night prayer meetings are those Christians with the gift of tongues. And another benefit for having the prayer language is that once you have it, you can start praying that others would receive it. As Jesus said in John 3:6, "Spirit gives birth to spirit." In fact, the Christians with the gift should be searching for others to share it with. As Jesus said, "Freely you've received, freely give." So, how do you get the prayer language? Well, in 1 Corinthians 14:1, it says, "Eagerly desire spiritual gifts." Find a church or a prayer group that is using the gift. My own home church was not distributing this gift, so I had to visit another church to receive it. And when you find a group that is using the gift, ask them to pray for you to receive the gift. But when you're praying, don't give up. I found that getting people to receive the gift is like delivering a baby. It just doesn't happen in 5 minutes. I usually need to pray intently with others for about 1 hour before someone receives the gift. But beware of a demon called stop tongue. This is a religious spirit that is among many Christians. And when a person is about to receive the gift of tongues, this evil spirit will flood their minds with every religious-sounding argument for not receiving the prayer language, along with every fear and worry about tongues. When a pastor was praying for me to receive the gift of tongues, right when I started using it, a powerful voice came into my mind, a religious spirit, saying, "Stop it. Oh, this is so fake. You're moving your own mouth. They're tricking you. This is so weird. This is not from God. You're doing this yourself. You're just babbling. This is not how to pray." I had to fight to shut this voice up and ignore all my fears. You must ignore Satan's voice to receive this gift. So, what are you waiting for? Stop making excuses and just get it.